So I invited some people outside of the NYIT. I guess they can come in, right?
Yes, everyone.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the more the merrier. I think we've got a good fund. Oh, wait, one more minute.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay. So hello everyone. So welcome to our second Dean's Digital Cafe of fall 2023. My name is William Letzu, and I'm an assistant professor in biological and chemical sciences in the College of Arts and Sciences here at New York Tech. On behalf of Dean Quigley of the College of Arts and Sciences, I'd like to thank all of you, all New York Tech students, staff, faculty, alumni, guests here for turning into our event today. So I'd like to remind everyone our event's being recorded, and we have the meeting controls set to mute upon everyone's entering into the meeting, but we'll take questions from the audience following and during the presentation. And feel free to enter any questions you have into the chat. And I'd also like to invite you to join our Dean's Digital Cafe Canvas course, where I've just posted the link to it in the chat. And there you can watch recordings of today's lecture and previous events. So before introducing Professor Rogoff, I'd like to acknowledge the land. So the Long Island campus of New York Tech sits on a larger territory known as Pominoke, which was home to numerous indigenous communities, including the Mattincocks and the Merricks. I'd like to acknowledge the land, the stewardship, the sovereignty of the native peoples, and their enduring importance, even in this virtual environment, to our working community here today. And now I'm pleased to introduce Professor Lynn Rogoff, an associate professor in digital arts and design and English. Professor Rogoff has been teaching at NYIT since 2009. In 2013, she was named a recipient of the Presidential Excellence Award for Engaged Teaching and Learning. She earned a master's in fine arts from New York University and went on to write the Emmy-winning award-winning documentary film, No Maps on My Taps, which is a celebration of Black tap dancers. Professor Rogoff is the founder of the digital media company Amerikids USA, which produced the critically acclaimed video game Pony Express Rider in 1996. And at NYIT, she has taught courses in game development and digital storytelling, screenwriting, and directing. And today she will be telling us more about her company's most recent production, Bird Woman Sacajawea. So welcome, Professor Rogoff, and thank you for joining us at today's Dean's Digital Cafe, and we are excited to hear more.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm really a pleasure to present this. And I thought I'd start right out and show everyone what we're doing, and then we can ask questions after I show you the trailer for what we're doing. And that will stimulate the conversation. So what this is this was, it's an AI digital film about Sacajawea Bird Woman, who was the Native American woman who led the Lewis and Clark expedition from the Mississippi River to the Pacific and back. And what we've done is we've taken the story and made it into a magical realism story where she can morph into an eagle. And that was part of the animal spirit, Native American mythology and religion, that they believe that, that each person has an animal spirit. And so I'll show you what we did, and then we can talk about it.
A young mountain girl from the Shoshone tribe lives among us. One Sacajawea. When in Shoshone, she remembers the hard route from her child life. Was one in a gamble, and now belongs to Charbonneau here, our French trapper. She is large with his child inside her belly, but strong and clever.
Our mission is to find and map a great path by water westward, clear to the great everywhere saltwater.
We have been sent by our great chief in the east to get the tribes to make peace.
My brother, Kameawa, is not only alive, but is also chief.
The friends of my sister are my brothers. Our wise guide, Toby, will cross the mountain with his sons.
I do not believe what I hear. A woman and child on this military expedition?
I name you American name, Janie. Are you sure you're not a hawk?
Hawk, no. Eagle, maybe.
She can't be bribed. She'll not drink your firewater. She'll be loyal. She not demand pay. She speaks their tongue. You are very rich here, rich beyond your dreams. There is nothing there but angry spirits.
Little Eagle. Is that you, Mother? Stay by my side.
Take courage.
Am I Shoshone, Mandan, or what now?
You will see great distances for many miles and for many years.
Are you Manatari? Have you become Paleface? Or are you still my blood?
I am not becoming this Janie, but what is happening to me?
So that is our trailer. And I hope everybody was able to hear it. Okay. So what we did was my company, Amerikids Productions, has been in the business of telling stories about young people in American history who have done heroic deeds when they were young people. So Sacajawea was 16 when she did this journey. And so she fit into our mission statement. And so we decided to tell her story. And when we first did this story, I wrote it as a screenplay. And then we decided, after we couldn't get it done as a screenplay, it was way too expensive. And years later, I pulled it out of the archives when audio drama became available as a medium, when podcasting became popular. And so I turned the whole thing into a podcast audio drama series. And so I retained the Native American actors and musicians and composers and editors, and and actors from all over the country. Because of COVID, we were forced to do everything remotely. And so we recorded everything remotely and edited everything in the cloud. And we were originally going to record this audio drama in the studio on the 10th floor in Manhattan, and then the whole place closed down. So we were forced to go into the cloud. And so we recorded everything as an audio drama. And so we concentrated a lot on the audio components and making sure that we were telling the story through audio and special effects and music and all kinds of different sound ambionics effects, so that you could feel that you were there. And then AI came available, and we discovered that we could go back to making it a film using Midjourney and DID software. So we went back, and I will show you what we did. We went back into Midjourney and we created all these characters that you see in Midjourney. And then we went into what the software called DID, which stands for Digital Identification. And they have a software where you can input your own audio, and it will make the characters speak and their faces move. So we were able to take our whole audio drama and turn it into a motion picture. And this was done, we finished this in May. And then since May, the AI has really progressed to the point now where you can make much more video components. At that time, video or motion pictures in AI were 4 seconds at the most, and they weren't very good to begin with. So we tried to cheat in Adobe Premiere and make it feel like there was more motion than we were able to make in AI. So it's a combination of human creativity and AI software. So we felt that that was very important to make. It's a real people speaking. It's real people composing the music. It's real people editing and writing. It's the AI component is the characters' faces and the ability to make them speak and move. So with that, I will share a little more of what we've been doing. Let me, I made a little slide deck for everybody. So the concept here is that this is a prototype for, number one, for engaging in American history and in history in general. We feel like we made a prototype here where we could tell not only American history, but other kinds of history, and that you have a chance to interact with 19th century characters, but they look like they're 21st century game characters. In fact, that was part of the prompts. When we prompted, we said we wanted them to look like game characters so that the 21st century audience identifies more with the characters. And so that was some of the objectives here. And then what we won 2 awards. We won the Latino and Native American Film Festival Award for Best Heritage and Native American History. And then we won the Best Animation at the Women's International Film Festival at WRPN International Festival. So what we were trying to do here was we discovered that young audiences want in their content to champion a cause, to create diverse content, and to foster trust and credibility. So that was part of, we worked with Native Americans to make sure that it reflected their belief systems and honored what they felt was important. So we're telling it from her point of view. And then when I started working in DID, I contacted them, and they were very excited by what we were doing. So we decided, they asked me to write a case study for them of how we came about using DID to tell an entire feature film, which is the first feature film that has been done in AI. And I'll show you their case study. I wrote this case study for them. So what they were interested in learning was, how did I go about constructing this with my team? And so we felt that the fact that you could get the characters to speak and move was essential for this storyline, and that we had to have a facial expressions that were true to life. So they offered that ability, and then we were able to use our own sound. And so that also made it even that much more compelling. So the newest ability is to make chat. So you can actually have a conversation. You can ask Sacajawea a question and she will answer you in their software. So that's the next step that we're working on. So we feel that they're a good partner, and they've been working with us on getting the word out. So here's some of how their studio works. So hopefully it comes up. So this is their DID Creative Studio, and we input our material, and it outputs whatever we give them in their software, and then we're able to put it into our own software. And then the Midjourney, we were able to create characters here. Here's some of our characters. So this I felt was really exciting, was that we could get these characters out of Midjourney that really look like they're true to life. Photorealistic is what we call them. They're really photorealistic looking characters. You would not think that they were animated characters. So that's one example of a Midjourney character. And so that was very exciting for us to see that we could do all this. And of course, the element that's really exciting is that it didn't cost us a fortune. So now we're trying to see if we could do the chat. So we made one chat so far using the chat bot. And here's one example. So you ask Sacajawea a question, and we're planning an event where audiences can come and ask the character a question. So hopefully you can hear it.
The captains afforded me greater respect than I had known before. Though brought along as a guide, I became a valued member of the expedition. Captain Clark showed care for my infant son. The captains listened to my counsel on the long journey and entrusted me with important tasks. Recognizing my contributions, I will always appreciate their defense of me against mistreatment. Their conduct revealed they viewed me not just as a guide, but as a partner on our voyage into the unknown. I am thankful the Great Spirit saw fit to have our paths cross.
So what we did here was we fed the script into the chat GPT that we were using, and it came out with more of how she felt inside the story. So I'm still not perfectly happy with it, but it's very interesting, especially for engagement in a 3D universe. So getting people to ask 19th century characters and getting the characters to actually talk back, I think is quite revolutionary here in terms of engagement and education and getting the audiences engrossed.
The captains
let me move forward. So we also decided that we would go back to podcasting, and now that podcasting is supporting video, which because I came from the movie business, I was always interested in the video component. So now we put it on Apple and we put it on Spotify. Those are two platforms that are supporting video podcasting now. So you don't have to just watch it on as a film. You can watch it. We broke it down into smaller episodes. And we're also on Apollo Plus, where you get to hear more than what we made. We made additional audio tracks that are not video. So those are separate tracks that we never made into video yet. So this is the story of the classic hero's journey, which I didn't realize it was the classic hero's journey until I started doing more research into what is the classic hero's journey. And it's a call to adventure, supernatural aid, and going into the abyss and transforming and returning. And this is exactly the story that we're telling in the 9-part series, which I haven't made yet. We're still working on finding partners to get the rest of the episodes done. So I recorded another 45 minutes that we're in the process of editing as we speak. And so as you may or may not know, Sacajawea was a character at the Night of the Museum, the trilogy with Robin Williams, and she was a minor character there. So that gave her an international audience. And so we have a platform that we can build on, that Sacajawea is known. In fact, we had a meeting with some people in India, and the first words out of their mouth was, "Oh, what, isn't she the character from the Night at the Museum?" So they know her around the planet from this movie. So that was great for us. And then here's the entire 54 minutes that we made so far. So I don't know if I should show any of this. It's almost 1:30. I could just start it and then we can talk a little bit later.
Why don't you show a few minutes of it? And then we can talk some more.
What?
I said, why? Yeah, definitely show a few minutes of it. So, and then we can
Okay.
ask you some questions.
I've flown a long way from distant shores, distant times. I am Sacajawea, bird woman. I am an eagle with a broken wing. A ferryman reports that I died of a putrid sickness at the age of 22. My people, the Shoshone, knew me to a ripe old age of 96. Dying on April 9th, 1884. I lived through the smallpox epidemic, much like your epidemic now, where most of my tribe died. I am asking you to judge for yourself. After you hear me out, ask yourself, do you believe my Shoshone version of events? Or some ferryman's journal? Which do you believe?
As the sun rises, In August 1806, among the 40 scruffy men returning after our 2-year expedition are Captains Lewis and Clark, Clark's black manservant York, Sacajawea, her scurrilous husband Charbonneau, and their infant child, Pump.
Look, there is a boat.
Look! The Long Knives made it back.
I can see Sacajawea with baby Pump.
Sacajawea.
Charbonneau is alive?
I see Buffalo Man. York.
Great Spirit brought them back alive.
For sure, I thought they were gone to their happy hunting grounds.
They all survived.
Sails down! Aft on the river's edge!
Land ahoy! Land ahoy!
And ahoy!
York, pull us in! Tie us up!
Clark, go ahead, bring her in.
Leave York alone.
York loves the attention, Sacajawea. Janie?
Charging buffalo.
Hair of wild buffalo is good medicine.
Me great buffalo spirit.
We have to pry him off, York.
Seaman, you dog get back in here. Let Sacajawea get off the boat. The maps!
The maps! The journals flew off.
I get them.
They're drenched. Again.
The maps. Again? Captain Lewis, are you going ashore? Collins, no time to waste.
Aye, aye, Captain. We all need a bath, a bed, and a woman. Don't forget our whiskey.
Nathaniel, I need them all. St. Louis, I'm almost home.
Stop jabbering. Reuben, Collins, and Pryor unload Charbonneau and Janie's gear.
Attention, with my equipment. Be careful.
Janie, here. Take baby Pump. How will I live without playing music for both of you?
Ah, never you mind. How about Captain Red Scalp missing Janie?
Pomp and I will miss you all terribly. Great Spirit gave us a great journey.
Charbonneau.
Wind song. Ma petite squaw number 2. I missed you.
Charbonneau, birds smell you. Dead, old, stinking meat.
Merde, those damn eagles try to kill me. Their lights burn my eyes.
Come with Mama, my big little man. Chief Clark, baby Pomp and I already miss you.
Your husband is busy with his other wives. Now he'll have money. Here is your 2 years' pay for the expedition.
Bonne chance, Captain Lewis. Merci.
I am sorry. We could not give your wife any wages.
Captain, squaws have no need for money.
Here, keep these tools as Janie's payment.
Clark, hand me the hammers and chisels. This snake doesn't know what to do with such tools.
Give me my tools, Clark. Her name is Sacajawea, not Janie.
Charbonneau, if you wish to come to St. Louis and live with white people, I will give you a piece of land.
I like it here with my plenty wives. They wash my feet, cook my meals, plenty of babies.
I will give you horses, cows, hogs.
Here, I come and go as I wish.
If you wish to return here later, I will give you a place.
I am king here now.
Janie, your baby boy is my lucky charm. He is the beating of my heart. Remember, my 2 promises still stand. Visit me in St. Louis, and 2, a book education for my dancing boy, Pom.
Here are your journals. Do not forget us.
If you make the big decision, send word.
I must wean myself away from Pom.
You've been a brave soldier, Sacajawea.
I am now a stranger in a foreign land. 20 long moons ago, I left this village.
It is winter 1804. In her Mandan village, Bird Woman is preparing buffalo meat. Carcasses are hanging as she tends the fire.
Such strong log huts. Smoke does not burn your eyes in those log huts.
Red-haired chief have heavy weapon that attack the logs. They make tall huts.
That redhead one is the chief of many long knives.
Sacajawea has too big a belly to look good. I take him and him to the river alone. 1, 2, 3.
He'll never want you. He is a chief. I want the dark-haired one.
Wait and see. Chief Red Scalp wants me. Look, Sacajawea, the eagles fly so low around you.
This eagle, she refuses to leave.
Watch out! More are diving! Behind you! Swooping! Flapping!
They do not want food. They are not touching our buffalo hides.
Their strong wings soaring. But why me? And why my belly?
Cover your head. It's landing on your head.
They want your baby.
Your mother has come to take your papoose.
Even birdseed Sacajawea can't take care of her half-breed papoose.
Shoo! Shoo! Our chiefs are gathering in the hut. Black Buffalo Hair Man is guarding the hut, eating. Let me see what the Buffalo Man is doing. Do not laugh at me.
What you say, big belly girl?
Do not laugh at me, even though you cannot understand what I say.
I am sorry. Look, the eagle left a feather in your hair. Can I get it for you?
Buffalo Man, do not touch my hair. I will get the feather. My hair is for my growing life inside me.
I think I understand. The baby on the way? In that delicate way?
Yes. But thank you. Even though we do not understand a word we say.
See, Sacajawea? That should be your husband. Not that ugly old man, Charbonneau.
Fat, hair-faced old men make pale, ugly babies.
Oh! Papoose whacks my belly! Oh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! Ah! Ooh! Ah! Ah!
Charbonneau enters Chief's hut. The chiefs all turn to watch him.
You fire water drunk. This one that signs with hands makes no sense. You translate from Mandan into their language. Do you understand?
Parlez-vous français?
Private Drouillard, here. Parlez français.
Charbonneau, translate.
We have been sent by our great chief in the east to get the tribes to make peace and offer peaceful trade with long knives back east.
Our mission is to find and map a great path by water westward, clear to the great everywhere saltwater, the Pacific Ocean.
Our traders will follow this route, the Northwest Passage, bringing trade goods to you and other tribes.
Please help us. Show us the water route.
Bring me buffalo skin. I draw the map. This river runs to the great Shining Mountains. It forks after a great fall. You will have to get the Shoshone Mountain natives to trade you horses. You will see no water rivers in Shiny Mountains.
No warrior has been brave enough to cross this entire land before. A long journey of at least 20 moons. Cold, dangerous, endless mountains are not for man to cross. They are filled with gigantic man-eating beasts.
No water route?
Life is a beautiful garden here. You are very rich here. We have food and women. Rich beyond your dreams. There is nothing there but angry spirits. Smoke pipe. A young mountain girl from the Shoshone tribe lives among us. One Sacajawea was won in a gamble and now belongs to Charbonneau here, our French trapper. She is large with his child inside her belly, but strong and clever.
No. Do not tell captains about my winnings.
Translate and be quiet. She, Sacajawea, knows the Shoshone language and the details of the tribe.
Sacajawea? Sacajawea.
Means bird woman in Shoshone. She remembers the hard route from her child life.
Do I have this right? Is he telling us to take a girl and a newborn aboard? We have supplies for only 6 months.
For 20 moons. A year and a half.
She can't be bribed. She'll not drink your firewater. She'll be loyal. She not demand pay. She speaks their tongue.
I do not believe what I hear. A woman and child on this military expedition?
In her hut, Charbonneau grabs Bird Woman by her hair. He drags her along.
Ah! You are hurting me and Papoose. What did I do?
Shut up and be quiet. The Long Knife Chiefs will winter here. When they go west, they will need a guide to find the Snake Indians.
Please! I will come without scalping me. Let go! I walk way behind you to the cabin, Charbonneau. My big belly makes it hard to catch you.
Hurry. Your captains need a water route.
They cannot take their boats to the head of the river. They will not be able to get them over the big falls.
That is not for you to say. I shall be their guide and interpreter. They trust me.
But you do not know the way through the shiny mountains. A long way on the shadow side of the mountains.
Imbecile, you will draw me the way. I will be rich soon. I will do the trades for them. They'll need many horses. And I will lead them to your people.
What about the Papoose?
You stay here with my boy, Jean-Baptiste.
1 moon later, Bird Woman is now living in the fort, inside a cabin.
Charbonneau, is this a coyote trickster? My Shoshone chief told of the gray-eyed people coming nearer and nearer. They are building a road. They are coming nearer every day. There will be a time when you will mix with these people. You will learn their medicine ways. But will they break up your homes? Will you learn to murder and steal?
Sacagawea, I don't want to hear grandpa tales from your life before me.
Before I was stolen by you, as a young girl of 12, I used to skip in mountain fields. I played with other girls, not old men.
I don't want you on the boat.
Too bad. Captains decide, not you.
4 long winters ago, we see a war party from another tribe.
They attack in full war paint. I start to run to my teepee. My father passes me on horseback, out to stop the enemy attack.
I don't want to hear your stupid stories.
This is why I must go on the boat. To find my father, find my mother. I scream, "Father, father!"
He does not hear her. She runs aimlessly, scurrying into the brush.
I run through the camp, searching my lodge and then other teepees, desperate, but unable to find my mother.
Be quiet.
Mama! Mama!
No one responds to her pleading.
I hear the boom of guns and the gunshots. I run faster through the brush. Mama! Mama!
Imbecile to run from Minataris.
Tribesmen pass on horseback. I cry out to them. I stumble into the river, swept along by the current.
Shut up!
Under the full moon, Sacajawea crosses the river, running in the shadow of the trees.
4 riders approach me in the moonlight. Believing them to be my tribe, I stop.
Foolish little girl.
Seeing too late they are the enemy warriors, I run into the river hiding, but I trip and fall again onto water-worn boulders.
You are weak in the mind.
A terrifying splash in the water.
Suddenly a warrior seizes my arm and yanks me upon his horse. Ah!
You're a stupid little girl. Then and now.
I bite and scratch his face, but he just laughs and grabs me tighter. They all laugh and talk in their enemy tongue. I see my playmates lying dead along the trail. My camp looted and then set on fire.
The warrior captures a running horse.
Pacifying it, he tosses me onto the horse. Holding its halter, he rides toward his Minatari tribesmen.
Futile to brawl avec a Minatari warrior.
We've got their girl!
Mama! Mama! No! No! Help! Help!
Sacajawea screams and cries at the sight of her scalped tribesmen.
My screams do not help as I am led away by this marauding band of Minataris. My only living playmate, Otter Girl, also a captive, is led away mercilessly.
They break you girls like they break the horses.
Well, we could stop now if you want to ask questions.
That's really captivating for sure.
Is
It
there
reminds me a lot, of like, it seems like a modern rendition of like a radio drama almost. You have kind of stills, but the the characters coming in to talk are, you fill in the missing details, but you still see it's still such a different picture to have them speaking. And I really love how like the speaking is the most realistic part of them, right? Like watching their mouths move and how so that's all the AI part, right?
That's DID software was able to make the characters talk and move their mouths, and they had a limited amount of face movement. So we were forced to have them speak directly to the audience. You have to have a face that's head on to the camera.
Okay.
In order
So what is the art you provide them with? So you provide them with like the model of the character and then
right.
and the voice
and the voice and the music. I mean, we just fed in the audio track, the dialogue track into each character as they speak, and we captured them and they export an image of them speaking that piece of dialogue.
I see. So it's really so it's not like, as you said in the beginning, it's different from a screenplay, which would have been like, those characters moving around and everything, but you just get them to speak for us, right? That's the difference, right?
Right. Well, we tried to have movement. As I said, we're still working on this film to make the background more motion picture movement in the background. And when we made this, there wasn't that much AI video available.
It's still it's still very, I mean, for your team to make all that together, it's still a lot of work, right? I mean, you're getting it's even if it is like short clips, right? it's still really conveying the story really well. It's showing all the drama of what's going on, and you really get a sense of what it was like.
Well, yeah, the first I storyboarded it using images from 19th century paintings and 20th century digital art. But then when AI became available, then we decided to try and make it a much more realistic motion picture rather than it being something captured from 19th century paintings.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, artists, tried to capture both Lewis and Clark and the Native Americans. There's a whole body of work of people, painters and artists and they still do. It's still popular subject matter to capture Lewis and Clark and the Native Americans. There's a lot of artwork being done about it now, even as we speak.
So how are you planning to distribute this? Is it just like, a YouTube video for people to watch, or is it like going to
So we're in the midst of because we won this animation award, there's a company that's interested in distributing it right now.
Okay.
So I'm also interested in seeing the rest of it, and also maybe making another pass at the backgrounds to get them more motion picture. So the objective, it was to create a motion picture with motion being the operative
motion, right? Almost, yeah.
So that, if you don't hire a cameraman and go out and capture 19th century venues, you're going to have to either make them in animation or try to get AI to make some version of it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're in the process right now of figuring out how to combine all these elements to make continue the story, because the story goes on.
Yeah.
Where they go across the country, they meet all these tribes, they have all these dangerous encounters with the elements, and she finally finds her brother in the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and he's become the chief. And in fact, historians have said that only a dramatist could have made this up, that this young girl goes back to her original tribe in the top of the Rocky Mountains and finds her brother there, and now he's become the chief. And so they helped Lewis and Clark with horses and guides to get them across the Rocky Mountains. And so this was because of her, she was seen as a, female that was traveling with a Native American female traveling with a baby, and she took her newborn baby with her, that they were coming in peace. So what happened was a peaceful interaction with the tribes all across the country. And so it's a very interesting part of American history.
Yeah, and one that probably
the last time that there was true peace in peaceful encounters.
I like it a lot, and I think it's like a great use of AI. I think people have been talking, what is this going to be used for? We have all these like technologies, but are they just gimmicks? But no, this is a real, novel use of it. Like when I first saw your case study, I thought it was just a straight up like a video, like an animated movie. But no, it's much different from that, and you can do a lot with these characters and tell a story that at least a part of the story that I think most of us are unfamiliar with.
Yeah, and you can actually, you feel like the character, because we were stuck with this having to have the characters speak straight on to the camera, you feel like they're talking to you.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it looks like, it really does seem like a video game, right? And I know that's because it's like you see that in a video game, you see the characters talking to you, right? They talk to the screen, right? So it has that vibe to it, which I think a lot of younger generations might, click in, might resonate with.
It has a 21st century sensibility to it.
Yeah.
Which is something that I really like, because I come from the game business too. And so this new generation is used to that stuff.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, Lynn. Does anyone else have any questions before we close out? Okay, well, if not, thank you again for all of you for
Luba and Catherine have questions.
Catherine.
Lynn, I emailed you, and I'm so sorry that I missed the beginning. I was stuck in another conference call, and I'm just looking right now at the beautiful animations, the bird woman RSS feed here. It really looks beautiful.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. We have a great team, and anyone, if you know any teachers that want to use this in the classroom, we're making it free to the classroom for Native American History Month. And therefore, we feel like that's another way to use this film is in the classroom. So we're looking to engage social studies teachers, English teachers. If you could give us some leads, we are interested. Yes?
Lynn, it was very impressive movie, of course. And would you consider the next episode to continue the story to produce?
Of course, yes. We have a lot of, I wrote a 206-page script. So we have a lot of the storyline already scripted. So why do you say that, Luba?
Not just interesting because it's very engaging, very interesting, impressive. So why not? Why to stop at this point?
Right? The actors and the musicians and the editors all loved the project, and they it's one of these projects that has a life of its own. It attracted all these people to it, and it was very blessed in that sense. It wasn't, I of course helped make it happen. I wrote the script. It took years to write this script, and of course I had to keep going back to the Native American history, to Lewis and Clark, to Sacajawea, to the Native American way of seeing life and culture. And so and then of course the story is a very big story. It's an epic adventure. Like I said, it's the hero's journey, the Odyssey, you know, and she comes back and actually does relinquish her child to Clark to bring him up. And that was an incredible choice that she made. And so I'm telling that story as well. It's not just the journey, but what happens after the journey, that she gives her child up to be brought up by Clark. So it's a very moving story, and we want to tell the whole thing. So we're looking for partners, and we're looking, you know, for collaborators. And so if you have any ideas, please let me know.
Okay, well, we certainly shall. So, well, thank you again, Lynn, and thank you again for all of you for coming today. So I'd just like to remind you, you can later this week you'll be able to watch our recording of today's talk at our Canvas site, and here again is the link. So especially Catherine, I think you said you missed the beginning. You can check it out here later. And we'd invite you all to join us again in 2 weeks on November 16th, when Professor Alex Fiano will be telling us about using art and critical thinking to explore mental health. So we hope to all see you then, and thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
I say,
Oh,
if you know any students that are interested in working with us, we are looking to build, you know, a team here. We've had a lot of interns from NYIT and other universities working with us. So they've gone on, some of them, to great careers, having put this in their resume. And so we're looking for new people to help us with the rest of this project. No, if you please contact me if you have any ideas. Catherine, I see you.
Just waving goodbye because I'm going to have to step out.
Okay.
So much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.